is to start a local recording. At any rate, here we are with a not wait, what? Delay period. Spectating will begin shortly. What is this bug? This Hecarim patch just broke spectator mode. At any rate, here I am, got milk, another solo cast, because unfortunately Kaiser Wilhelm is at work, being a real scrubbo. So I have to solo cast this. This is the second Reddit in-house 5s game I'm casting today on April 19th, 2012. This is the day after the Hecarim patch, and personally, of course, this is the part where you make witty banter with your co-caster, and if he were here, I'd be asking him, "What champ do you want to see this game?" With the obvious answer of Hecarim. And one of many bugs in this stupid spectator mode bug thing, everything about the client's changed. They like the summoner spells now randomly show up. Yes, there we go. That is who I wanted to see. Hecarim. I logged on, like so many people, to the LOL servers after the Hecarim patch dropped, and I played in a game with Hecarim. He died to red buff after a strong leash, and then blamed the team and AFK'd. Solo queue, going strong as always. I think it is, maybe a little bit too early to tell about Hecarim. I think that, what is that Sona pick trolling me, man? I want to see Hecarim. He's a very interesting champion design in terms of the way it looks. Ew. Teemo can die. Is that a jungle Ashe or an Ashe pick for the AD carried lane? At any rate, Hecarim is a well-designed champion. He's a lot of fun to watch. He has these very sort of Dota 2-esque visually impactful spells, which really, he's a very big champ. He has these, cool-looking abilities. I think his jungle clear times are a little weak. They didn't want to nerf the champion's damage, and instead they gave him a spell that deals 50% less damage to minions. So a lot of people are complaining that he does no damage, which I don't think is really true. I think it's more true that he just deals no damage to champs. But I mean, I really hope we see that Hecarim played by Only Jungle. I can't remember if I played a normal game with him last night. I think I did. I think I actually played a normal game with Only Jungle, Bad Milk, and a few other merry friends of mine. Let me just switch scenes quickly and bring that up on walking. A little unprofessional to do, but whatever. Haters gonna hate. I just want to go to my match history and see if it was in fact only. Oh, look at all these beautiful solo queue feats. Oh no, it was Apples from Kira. I play Ezreal on that Hecarim jungle. But I mean, he is sort of like, he got a little bit carried that game. Shh. But he is, he's a blast to look at. 5, 15, 12 Apples from Kira win. I'm just gonna throw that out there, sort of make fun of him a bit. But at any rate, he's a very interesting jungler to watch. His abilities are very kind of visible, visual, visceral, whatever V word you want to use to describe it. So instead, we're going to see the boring jungle Mundo pick. Actually, although the other day in a Reddit in-house 5s game, we did see not only a summoner spell, but also a build you never see really these days, which was a Revive Smite Mundo, and it looks like Only Jungle is going to please us again with that pick today, even though I think it's a little bit stupid. He dies to red buff and then revives and goes back to clear red buff. But, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think he won that game the other day. So anyway, we'll see. It looks like it's going to be Mundo Jungle, Ashe AD carry with a Janna support, although that could be AP Janna. In our Reddit in-house 5s these past couple of days, we have been seeing a number of supports being played as AP carries mid. And also we do see Cheesy Cookie he doesn't want to let go of that solo top zone. I think he went 1-8, although I mean he was a little bit camped by the jungler, but still not exactly a game where Cheesy Cookie carried using that solo lane Sona, AP solo top Sona. But it does look like we'll have an AD Kennen with a Blitzcrank, a jungle Amumu, and a solo lane AP Sona, leaving Shreve. I hope Shreve picks Riven. Shreve's Riven has been a blast to play. I mean, sorry, to watch, to cast. He jumps all over the place, gives 0 Fs, and clicks R, gets the kill. Never die, always shield. If there's a stereotype about Brazilian Mordekaisers, there should be a stereotype about Shreve Rivens, who has been incredibly consistent on that Riven pick, winning lane in pretty much every matchup he's played to date. We do see the Swain pick coming down from Megs, which is interesting. I'm a big fan of Swain. I think he's a lot of fun. If you max your E, he has all this burst. If you max his W, he has all this farm potential. And he is a interesting champ. I think his numbers just got changed in the Hecarim patch because, of course, that blue buff change hit him very hard. His ult used to draw a lot of mana. And I think they just tweaked the numbers. It's now like 50% less consecutive mana per second or something at level 3, that ulti. So he's a little bit less reliant on mana. When I played Swain, I found myself running out of mana with blue buff 30 minutes into the game with pretty much just one spell rotation and about 7 or 8 seconds of the ulti. So this blue buff thing should help him. Obviously, you know, he uses as much mana as like an Anivia, but you don't want to use him. You don't want to see building like a Tear the Goddess because, unlike Anivia, he's not a very safe caster. He doesn't have the wall. He doesn't have range. He doesn't have egg. You have to get up into the middle of them, and pretty much that means you obviously want to get Rod of Ages because it gives you so much nice health and mana and sustain in lane and some decent AP. But I think hopefully this new patch is going to make it so that you don't have to, you know, I don't know, get some sort of crazy mana items. So it looks like Shreve did decide to pick up the Nidalee. Solo top Nidalee is obviously very strong. We do see only jungle on that jungle Mundo with Revive. Alfie is going to be bot lane, probably with Megs on Janna. So it's going to be an Ashe Janna bot lane, which I think is very strong. And Cannon Blitz. So we've seen a lot of Blitz play in these in-houses, and oftentimes they do make the clutchest grabs, lots of blind hooks. Bad Milk in particular, also I Am Jamal the other day, did a very good job landing most of, they landed the hooks where it was possible. Obviously, some of them it's just a Hail Mary, you shoot it out into the fog, it works or it doesn't work, whatever. Oh, Riven was banned, I'm a fool, I didn't notice that. All right. Thank you, Koban. Yeah, now everyone's telling me. I didn't even pay attention to the picks and bans. I was too busy trying to make fun of I Play Ezreal for this 0-15 Hecarim game where he got super hardcore carried by Milk, who is arguably the best player in League of Legends today. My mom said that about me, so it's got to be true. 16-8 on AP Ezreal, carrying people all day long after a long string of solo queue defeats, finding myself down in the 1500s. Anyway, that is a different discussion for a different time. Instead, we are going to get back to the game. Actually, I just looked at these bans. We see Cassiopeia. Flowers did a very good job early game on Cassiopeia last game. Wasn't able to turn it into a victory for his team, but still a good job nonetheless. So that is a targeted ban, I'd say. Lulu also being banned because, you know what, Lulu has seen a lot of play recently, both in tournaments and in these in-house games, and she is scary. She has a ton of burst, a great shield that you can use to save teammates, and is just all around an excellent champ. So Riven being banned against Shreve, Lee Sin, I think that was more like a solo queue ban where, you always see him banned in solo queue, so you get into a game like this and just say, why not? And then, of course, Shen being banned. So in terms of lane matchups, it looks like we're going to probably see Sona mid against Swain. we are going to see Bruiser AD Nidalee, or it could be AP Nid. I'm expecting it's going to be Bruiser Nid. Likely against. Actually, they could put that Swain up top. I think Morg does do a little bit of a better job as a mid, and compared to like obviously both Swain and Morg are very competent mid players, but it's sort of like mid champs, but it's sort of like how you see a Vladimir pick. You say, oh, he's a great mid. Oh, but he's also a great top. So we'll see how Flowers for Algernon is able to hold up either solo top or solo mid against either Nid or Sona on that Swain pick. And my immediate reaction to this team is that Purple can initiate the heck out of a team fight. They have Kennen, Sona, Amumu, and Blitz, which do obviously very high CC champs, and if they get a Blitz grab, it is going to be over for Ashe or Janna, or even maybe Swain, who can get bursted down. Only 2 Ignites being picked up on Purple team, and they do have a Swain and a Mundo, so you want to see that healing reduction. I think maybe a Trist or an MF would have been a good pick for Purple team, but whatever. So we will see how this game goes. It looks like it's about to start now. I'm excited. And I don't have Kaiser Wilhelm talking to me on Skype to do some witty banter to keep things flowing through this. At any rate, I also didn't set up the kind of hotkeys on this yet because I'm a big stinking noob, so I'm going to manually switch it like that. You can see I have my XSplit forums open in the background trying to figure out how to hit the hotkeys. I think it's something like keypad 1 or keypad 2. I don't even know. Anyway, we are getting into this game. It is going to be interesting to see how things how things go from here. I mean, this is, I think, the first Reddit in-house game where we've actually really tried to balance things by doing team captains. A lot of the time you see really big skill matchups of like a 2k elo player going against someone with like 200 normal wins, and that isn't as interesting to watch. It's sort of a stomp. So we'll see how this game goes. Why is it that I hear what's happening, but it's not leaving this load screen? Come on, Ryan, don't troll me. So it looks like Riot is trolling me. Okay, there we go. 3 seconds into this game. Oh, okay. This time around, we don't see a 100 gold lead for one of the teams, meaning we don't have one support running the support masteries and the other support not running the support masteries. And it looks like that Lee Sin wasn't just a solo queue ban. It was targeted at Caffeine, who wanted to play him. I have played Caffeine with Caffeine in a couple games, and his Lee Sin is rather scary. Land every Q, never die. And I believe he doesn't even build a Wriggles. He gets like triple Durans and then just snowballs the crap out of his games. We see Nidalee started with that Bushwhack, is going to put down the bush, revealing 4 people on blue team. They were just waiting for that Ashe. So if only Alfie Izagata was a little bit quicker. He did start with the Durans instead of boots.
30 seconds until
but we'll see how things go. I would like to see that Amumu pick is obviously a very slow jungler, but this Revive Smite build on only jungle is not something that can really invade, but I'm going to shut up because we see the bind just connected with Shriek barely. Blitzcrank is behind, takes that Ashe crit. Oh, and a beautiful job from Flowers for Algernon landing that root. Is he going to get another auto attack off? And he does. First blood goes down, Cheesy Cookie goes down. It's 2 for 0. The Blitzcrank just barely misses. Amumu, baby, what are you doing? Nearly picks up the kill on Flowers, but they decide it is best to just hightail their way out of there. I think what happened there was that 2 of the players on Purple Team were waiting in this rush to kind of try and pinch, and Flowers landed a beautiful snare over the wall, picking up a bind on I think either 3 or 4 players. He has 959 gold, meaning he was able to pick up a Duran's ring. Doesn't choose to pick up a ward. I think he's not so afraid of an early gank from Amumu. Not obviously the strongest ganker in the world pre-6, but we'll see how things go for him up top against this Bruiser Nidalee. He did blow his flash and his ignite, Nidalee Blue neither. So we'll see how things go for him up here. Nidalee, of course, has an item disadvantage because Swain does have that 475 gold Doran's ring in terms of stats. Just bullying Shreve out of lane with those auto attacks. We're going to head down, take a look at the matchup bot. Caffeine on Kennen, Sushi on Blitz. This is interesting because Caffeine is one of the few champs you'd ever run AD bot who has a reliable stun, and it's something like, I think I've seen before, Twisted Fate Blitz bot. You say like, oh, that's so stupid, and then Twisted Fate lands his gold card and Blitz sets up a pretty easy grab, and it's like, oh, this is better than I thought. Graves Blitz, for instance, that smokescreen removes vision. Oh, a lot of... Okay, but I'm not going to be trolled. That was intended. I probably should have been looking because it is hilarious when it happens, but what he wants to do is pop that revive and then just speed around. Someone's going low. It's Sona mid lane. You know, whenever I see Sona's icon getting low, my first instinct is to just head down here. Anyway, that Mundo did mean to die to that red buff. He's done it before. He'll do it again. And that is because Revive gives you a around 240 health bonus. Cheesy Cookie going very low. Just 1 health away from dying to Bad Milk. This is not ideal for Cheesy Cookie. Oh! Oh, and he auto-attacks the minion! Attack move OP. Attack move very OP. A lot of jungle pressure going down, though. Blitzcrank getting low. Sona, of course, definitely going to go back. That was a very nice pull, even though he didn't land the snare. Cheesy Cookie decided to run this way and then couldn't run back. Bad Milk saw the opportunity, flashed in, but unfortunately attack moved a minion. Ashe going low down bot, but not going to die. Mundo counter-jungling Amumu's buffs. He knows he's got that extra 200 bonus health, and he's not afraid. Oh, the bind just barely missing because Shreve is forced to flash away. I think had Shreve not flashed, that would have been a definite kill. Mundo just tanking a couple traps as he runs to maybe take his blue buff. Amumu not in any sort of capacity to counter jungle a red buff Amumu with twice his health. So I think Mundo is maybe going to be able to pick up this blue buff for free. Or he could give it to Bad Milk, who is so far doing an excellent job shutting people down. Who is that going low? It is Janna, and I just barely get to see that. Did the Blitz hook land, do you think? Yes, it did. It's on cooldown, and he says Brar. I'm going to use my Sherlock Holmes power of deduction and see that Swain picking up a kill up top. Another Blitz grab down bot lane. Is Kennen going to be able to pick up the kill? Yes, he does. A great job from this bot lane. A ton of CC coming down and just nailing Alfie as a god, who has, in the past, I mean, Alfie has been one of the more consistent AD carries we've seen in these in-house games, but it's just not enough to kind of deal with that Blitzcrank when he lands that grab. Kennen, of course, can just keep you knocked, not keep you knocked up, but keep you stunned after that Blitzcrank knock up. And especially level 6, when you throw a silence and a second stun in the mix. Oh, Brian getting taken down solo by Flowers, who is level 6. But he doesn't pick up the kill! He gets greedy, thinking that his Laser Bird is going to pick it up. There's a second Laser Bird, and Flowers is able to pick up the kill. However, did have to use his flash to pick it up because he did not want to put in that extra auto attack onto the Amumu. A little bit of misplay from Flowers, but you know, he is level 6 to Shree's level 4. Definitely in a dominant position right now. Totally exploiting that first blood he picked up. Mundo coming in bot. An excellent grab from Sushi. Is just nailing these grabs. Only jungle. Forces the flash on Caffeine. Bad Milk is there. The bind misses. He has ulti though. Uses the ulti on Sushi. And that is going to be a kill. Megs! Megs, baby, what are you doing? Picking up the kill. Just barely missing that binding again. Shreve forced to try and last hit with his javelin toss, his Q. And Sona, this is I think also one of the problems Sona has as a solo lane. I play a lot of AP Ezreal, and when you are against someone like Morg, you often have a ton of trouble actually pushing the lane, and the result is that Morg can go down bot and pick up kills while you're just forced to last hit minions with auto attacks and, you know, a single double target spell. Look how fast this Morg is clearing this wave. Sona just has no answer for that. A lot of damage going down up top on Shreve. he is just having a ton of trouble surviving in lane against this Swain, who is level 7 to his level 5. Swain, an excellent pick against Bruiser Nidalee, although I think that Bruiser Nidalee was last pick, so I'm not quite sure. But obviously Swain does a great job against melee champs because of that laser bird and because of that root. Alfie's got his level 3 against the level 5 bot lane. This is so painful, Alfie. Oh, that is rough. That is really rough. No, don't go back. You can't go back. Thank God. You're level 3, mate. There's a cannon minion wave here. You gotta just soak up this XP and dodge those grabs. You're playing against a Blitzcrank. However, it does look like a Moo might be wanting to come down. Guess not. Oh, Alfie, baby! This is that C I was talking about. From the moment she was grabbed to the moment she died, she didn't even move. That CC coming off the cannon and the blitz is just absurd. This Alfie looks like she's gonna be down for the count. Wow, tower diving Megs. Sushi takes the turret aggro and survives thanks to his passive mana shield, mana barrier. So Caffeine and Sushi just putting a world of hurt down on Alfie and Megs, who are getting incredibly underleveled. Ashe only level 4. This looks like this game may snowball a little bit. Blue team has the Swain, who's obviously doing very well. However, a 5-180 cannon, that's rough. That's real rough. So we'll see who can carry harder. Oh wow, I'm a bit of an idiot. There were even pings coming down from purple team to try and see what was going on over there. But Mundo just got completely caught out trying to counter jungle that red buff. What happened to the red buff? I don't even know. Wow, and I miss another kill. Cheesy Cookie looks like he's going down very low. He should just back up. He flashes in. Doesn't get taken down. That is going to be a kill from the Nidalee. Is Morg going to be able? Picks up the kill with the first tick of the ult. The binding connects. The pool connects. A nice double kill from Bad Milk. He is chasing one brain. There is a ward in that brush. He's not going to get juked. He's just going to... Oh! Barely missed the bind. A nice juke from Amumu running to the left. Not a whole lot Bad Milk could really do to hit that bind. He hit it perfectly alongside the wall, which is exactly where you want to throw that sort of skill shot. Ashe still level 4 against a level 7 AD cannon and a level 6 Blitzcrank. However, Mundo is in the area. However, he was spotted by that purple ward, pink ward. Purple, it was a green ward for the purple team. It's a purple ward. Sort of a maroon ward, though, if you mix the colors green and purple. Anyway, the gold difference is actually in the favor of blue team at the moment, but I think that's pretty much entirely because of Bad Milk and Swain doing such great jobs. Next, just barely dodging that Q from Blitzcrank. However, a ton of damage coming down, and this is sort of the problem of only jungle on Mundo. He isn't the hardest ganker in the world. You can only rely on hitting that cleaver, and the volley unfortunately misses, so they're not going to get that slowdown. Oh, and the Blitzcrank just barely misses a grab again. He's been doing an excellent job setting up these kills for Caffeine with these grabs. Let's just take a quick look. Top, it's a level 9 Swain against a level 7 Nidalee. In terms of gold, we are looking at 3.8k just 10 minutes into the game. That is a huge advantage for Swain to only 2.6, so more than 1,000 gold difference. And you can see what happens. All that damage coming out of just one E and one Q onto Shri. Very scary. A lot of action though coming down bot. Only jungle getting caught by Mr. Sushi, Amumu, and Caffeine. Sorry, Brian playing Amumu. Ashe. Oh, flashes away from a very, very, very nice Amumu bandage. Would have certainly connected, and that would have definitely been a kill for the purple team because Amumu's ulti was up. Ashe is just one creep away from level 6, and she really wants to hit it, but the red buff Blitzcrank scaring her away from the minion wave. Ashe is getting zoned so hard. She only has 31 CS at the 12-minute mark, which is about 30% of what you would be getting with perfect CS. You see, she has just hit level 6. Mumu is coming behind. The bandage connects. The Blitzcrank binding connects. And that is going to be a dead Ashe. Alfie's got it having a really tough time. The flash was blown. So very good job with Brian using that bandage toss. And very good job from Blitz immediately following it up with an excellent hook. Nothing they could really do about that, I hate to say. It's a ton of CC bot lane. If those skill shots connect, it is for sure going to be a dead Ashe. I would say, however, they might be putting too many eggs into one basket, or at least that Amumu is. This lane is pretty much on auto win mode right now. 4 deaths on Ashe, 2 deaths on Janna, and of course they did pick up, I think, a kill on Mundo. So that is a combined 7 kills that Kennen has taken part of just 13 minutes into the game. I would say if I was a Mumu, I might want to go help maybe the Nidalee or the Sona mid. The bandage shot's just barely missing on Mundo. And the Ignite goes down. Shriek backs off, doesn't want to commit to that laser bird. A Kennen ulti pops down a lot of CC. And just barely living with around 30 health, that Amumu. Unfortunately, the Kennen ulti wasn't really hitting Mundo. We do see... who's that getting low? Sona's chasing. Has her ulti up. This might backfire on them. Oh, and he flashes in. I don't know about that flash. I think he could have just waited for the Blitz grab. Badmilk just not having enough damage to deal with that. I don't think he even put his Black Shield down. And there was a ton of CC from the Blitz knockup, silence, and Sona ult prevented him from really getting done what he wanted to get done. It could be a little bit of a lane switch here. We see this could be the answer that Purple Team has for that Swain, who's just sort of getting a little out of control. Swain, one of the hardest snowballers in the game. You see, Blue Team did take bot turret, but maybe this could be the opportunity for Shreve's Nidalee to kind of freeze the lane, deny that Ashe even more CS, and then have Caffeine just kind of AD Kennen, played by Caffeine, kind of try and hold this solo top against Swain. Let's just see in this little engage, how do things go? It looks like Flowers is definitely in the winning position. Caffeine nicely dodging that, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Can't get the stun off. 2 spell rotations coming out of Flowers, but he's out of meta. He's going to have to auto attack into death, and he does. The Hecarim patch actually, wow, another kill going off somewhere. Sona picking up the kill on Mundo after getting very low. It looks like Blue Team tried to go for the turret dive, however, Morg didn't have her ulti up, didn't even bother to ignite the Sona. Oh, I don't know if he DC'd before leaving or left after dying. DC'd before dying, but at any rate, Purple Team is going to capitalize on the death of their Mundo, and possibly, I don't think they know that he has disconnected. They're going to use that to their advantage and pick up the first dragon of the game. An arrow comes out. If that had hit Cheesy Cookie, it could have been a free kill for Alfie is a God. We're going to see that respawning at around 21 minutes and 45 seconds into this game. We might see our first dragon fight. Purple Team really needed that, I think, to even the amount of gold. Because even though their bot lane is doing a fantastic job, I think Swain and Morg are also doing an excellent job in their own regard. Sona going back with 1,400 gold. Let's check out what she might want to pick up. A lot of damage going off on a Caffeine. A nice kill from Morg, who was able to use that ulti and the bind and the pool to just take him down. And it seems that Purple's huge lead in the lane with that 80 Kennen is sort of slipping away a little bit. Kennen dying twice in a row back to back. So I hope this only jungle comes back. Only jungle. Is that a DC or an RQ? I think obviously it is going to be very difficult for Blue Team to win in a 4v5. Although it would be amazing to see it happen. At any rate, it looks like Ashe is finally able to start getting some of her farm back. She built a longsword. I'm not sure about that. Really nothing you're going to want to build that into other than a Last Whisper if you're following the traditional 80 carry build. Maybe she just wanted 415 gold of stats. I don't even know. Maybe... Oh, and the grab connects on a Megs. That is a great ult. Completely splitting them away, and a very nice tornado followed by an Ash arrow. They are definitely not going to get anything out of that, although they did have to blow both Alfie and Megs' ultis to stop that. And Sona is coming down, will be spotted by a ward. If I were you, blue team, I would just walk away. Just walk away. Some decent damage coming out of Sona, but of course AP Sona with that blue buff is going to be able to just very casually heal that up. Brian gets caught. That is going to be a kill. Oh, and Alfie as a god actually picks it up with the volley. Alfie, you got to keep auto-attacking. You are going to... Wow, the Morg gets the double kill. I was going to say Alfie was maybe going to pick up those kills. Kennen pops ulti to try and keep Morg away. Is going to chase into that. Ash does get the slow. The black shield goes off. The slow is not enough. That power core slow went on to Bad Milk, but it was not enough to try and stop the kill. A 1-for-4 exchange for blue team in a 4v5 situation. A fantastic engage on Flowers for Algernon meant that Amumu ult had to only hit the Swain, not the Ashe, not the Morg. And when you have Ashe and auto attacker, obviously the Amumu ulti prevents you from auto attacking, I believe. When you have an auto attacker and a champion who is as mobility reliant as Morgana, you have a lot of trouble when your Amumu ult doesn't actually connect onto those people. Yeah, they bursted down Swain, but he has a lot of ages and Merc treads, a ton of health, a ton of survivability with that ulti. So I think they just used too much trying to get that Flowers for Algernon down and out of the fight, and as a result, Morgana and Ashe were just able to do a lot of great cleanup work in that last team fight. The gold, the kills are even 13-13. We have 1 turret to 2. Dragon was given to purple team and should be up soon. I think things are looking pretty even. 26.4k, 25.6k, even though blue team had that disconnected Mundo, who seems to maybe be back yet. Only Jungle is back. I bet that was Windows Update. The bane of any gamer's existence is, of course, Windows Update. Brian getting caught out with the Ashe Arrow, the Giant Tornado, a nice Sona ult, but wow, that Morg Black Shield able to block the... Oh, and the Blitzcrank is going to steal red buff. It goes to Sona, but a nice black shield from that Alfie as a god not only blocks the Sona ulti onto Ashe, but also makes Blitzcrank think twice about grabbing her into the team. So really saving the life of your Ashe as Morg is definitely a good use of that, I don't know, 80 mana or so, and 11-second cooldown, 50 mana. We'll see how this game goes now that Mundo is able to get back in the mix. Some pings going down for Baron. I don't know if that was just to say, hey, there's a ward here, we should probably get an Oracles. No one on Purple Team Sushi has an Oracles, actually, I'm wrong in their life. At any rate, a very interesting game to see. We do see Caffeine is going for that kind of EU style. I believe it was IEM Kiev, where really you saw Wriggles, Triple Durance, PD as a dominant 80 carry build, especially on these sort of utility 80 carries like Ashe, Kennen, Urgot. No, Urgot doesn't build a Wriggles, I'm stupid. But people who otherwise build not damage, but utility. I didn't even have to say anything there. Blitz going for the wards on Baron and instead gets caught by 3 members of the team. Cheesy Cookie gets found by Alfie as a god. Another great black shield onto Alfie as a god from Bad Milk. And the Ashe Arrow, will it connect? Volley, oh, and she pops her flash. She gets the slow. Sona does not have ult, and the volley just barely missing. Ashe hits the arrow, but that Sona aura of Perseverance not only restored a little bit of health, but also gave her a little MR and armor debuff, letting her tank that Ashe Arrow. Would have been a kill if not for that W. Ryan gets caught. Ignite goes down. That is going to be a kill. The Sona ult finally comes off. Only Jungle tanking turret, but the turret is taken down. The Blitzcrank doesn't seem to be able to connect. Shreve tanking the binding, but really not a whole lot that blue team is gonna do to capitalize on that, as they are low and out of mana. Looks like they're just gonna back off for now. The gold lead is still an advantage of purple, but the kill lead swinging in favor of blue team. 2 turrets on blue team to 3 on purple. I don't know. I think I might have just missed Caffeine Solo Dragon. I wasn't really paying attention to that team fight. We see Flowers finally get his blue buff. First interrupted by the Blitzcrank at Baron, then interrupted by the Sona waiting over the wall. About 3 minutes after they initially started, they finally get that blue buff. And with that blue buff, just blue team slipping 100 gold into the advantage. If we check the player-by-player gold matchups, we have 7.1k onto the Kennen, 5.3k only onto the Ashe. So Kennen definitely stronger, has a full Phantom Dancer over the Ashe right now. The Mundo, because he was DC'd for so long, only has 5.9k. However, that is still a 1.6k gold lead over the opponent's Amumu. I guess that GP5 doing work while he was disconnected. Swain at 7.5k compared to Shreve's 6.5k, about a 1k gold advantage there. But I think he has actually closed that lead down. Bad Milk attempting the bind off on the side. Amumu checking. Oh, and Alfie as a god gets destroyed by a Blitz Grab into a Kennen ult. Lots of damage coming off of that purple team. Alfie just having a real hard time dodging these binds at the moment. The bind from... Sorry, the grabs having a real trouble dodging the grabs. The bind from Morg just barely missing after that very nice win. Oh, and the Megs gets picked! Max range. The bandage toss connects before the Janna ulti goes off, which pretty much means that Amumu is going to be blown away, but he's going to pull himself right back to the Janna. And it looks like Purple Team is in an excellent spot to try and contest Baron. They have 3 very beefy teammates up with the Mundo, the Swain, and the Morgana, and Ashe has actually respawned with her Enchanted Crystal Arrow, her ulti. So this could actually spell a... even though Purple Team thinks they're at a huge advantage, they don't know about this Ashe Arrow that can easily just sail in and take them all out. However, the Morg ult only doesn't hit anyone, in fact. It hits people, but they all run out in time. Mumu going down for Purple Team after that Ashe Arrow. Mundo hitting his ult. Swain going down for Blue Team. That's very bad because he is really the dominant person on the team. Bad Milk going very low but landing a very nice binding onto Kennen. The Cleaver connecting onto Nidalee. Can he hit another one? He hits the other one. She's so fast in that brush, but maybe not fast enough. No, she is able to pounce away. Sona getting very low, going for the kill on Bad Milk, but that Black Shield able to get him back up to full health, and Cheesy Cookie gets pinched by the Mundo and the Ashe. That Nidalee Spear almost connecting at the low health Ashe, and things are very, very, very good for Blue, who got a terrible pick, you know, with that Blitz Grab. The Ashe went down, and Purple Team thought they had a free Baron, but Blue Team did an excellent job of keeping off of that objective. Very good Ashe Arrow. The Morg ult could have been a little bit there. Oh my god! And mrsushisushi just nailing these Ashe. This Ashe with the Blitz grabs. That has got to be at least 7 or 8 grabs so far in this 25-minute game. An excellent bind though coming off onto the one Brian. Flowers flashing to pick up the kill with his ulti. This game is just wham, ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Lots of kills, lots of action. This is what I like to see. Excellent job from both teams to just keep the action going. 35.3k gold to 35.3k gold, 26 minutes in the game. Yet another game which is just neck and neck. It's not completely even because the power on each team is spread differently. Obviously, the AD Kennen for purple is stronger than the AD Ashe for blue. The solo top Swain is stronger than the solo top Nidalee, but as a team, they are remarkably well matched up right now. So it is going to be an interesting game to see where exactly this goes. If I had to make the prediction, Purple Team will win this if Blitz continues to get these awesome initiates with his grabs because they just have such excellent CC. And a perfect Amumu ult could really end the game. Wow, Meg being caught out. Another grab goes down. They just have no vision right now, Blue Team. They have no idea where they are. a defensive ward here, a couple offensive wards to try and check the path to Baron, but nothing here, which just let Blitz kind of scoot in and catch Megs, I think, as she was going to ward. And now we will see Purple Team going for the Baron. It is down to only 2k health. It looks like they won't be able to contest this, and they do get the Baron. And a Mumu ult goes down on only Mundo. Ash Arrow comes in, I believe, hitting a Mumu. The Morg ult only really doesn't actually hit anyone. A Spell Shield blocks it. Blocks the Soda ult. Oh, and the grab just barely missing on Althea Got forced to flash over the wall. And this looks like it could be the catch that Purple Team is looking for to win this game. Morgana finally going down. That's only her second death of the game. Has done a tremendous job staying alive throughout all this action. And it looks like Purple Team is finally going to be able to use this advantage and push, maybe get an inhib. Generally in these Reddit in-house fights, this is where we see things start to slip in favor of one team. Obviously, as these are sort of pre-made pub-type games instead of competitive teams, maybe not always the best communication on how to really respond to this threat of a team with Baron, who can obviously just push. You often see people getting caught out. It's going to be up! Oh, and the Ash Arrow comes out! Althea Got, what are you doing? This is what I'm saying. Baron, how do you counter a Baron? You just hold your ground, prevent them from getting any objectives, but Sushi staying very low, overstaying his welcome. That Kennen is obviously AD, so that ult isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. His damage comes primarily from auto attacks. You see a late Janna ult, unable to save the Swain. Janna does go down to a nice crit from the Kennen. Mundo is just tanking forever, but I don't know if he's going to be able to pick up a kill, and the Blitzcrank again saves the day. Excellent job. MVP of this game is without a doubt mrsushisushi with the grabs. What a game that was. Neck and neck through the 28-minute mark, all the way up to that first Baron. Excellent effort from both teams, and by far, the MVP of the game is going to mrsushisushi, who just landed clutch grab after clutch grab, not only in the lane, but also through mid-game and into the kind of time where you want to start grouping up and getting these team fights. So a fantastic job from all players involved, but a superb job from Sushi landing those grabs. And I don't actually know, we should be probably keeping track of how these Reddit in-house 5 games go, but it seems like every game where the Blitzcrank has won so far, just because of that amazing potential to initiate fights. So yeah, I mean, we might see a little bit more Kennen Blitz action. Obviously a very strong lane where Kennen will set up that stun that can't be dodged, that will enable that Blitz grab to not be dodged. And a fantastic game to watch, an excellent game to cast, lots of fun. We'll see if there is interest for another one. If anyone is watching this, game, who wants to get in on these games, why don't you either add me, Got Milk, on the NA servers, or you can go ahead and join the Reddit chat room. That's the Reddit channel. So excellent game from both teams. It's a little unfortunate to see a lane get stomped that hard, but I mean, both Caffeine and Blitzcrank, Caffeine on Kennen and Sushi on Blitzcrank doing an excellent job. So very well played from Purple Team. And I'm gonna put down the official seal, GGWP, well played. I'm out.